Okay, so this video is designed to go over the syllabus with you. So this is a sports medicine 1 course. You have a prerequisite of biology. The course description is basically an intense study that covers human anatomy and physiology by examining how systems of the body interact through physical activity and inactivity. The prevention, evaluation, treatment, and rehabilitation of illness, disease, and injury are explored. Scientific principles, mathematical concepts, practical applications, and communication skills are taught through an activity performance-based approach. Modern health and scientific principles of care are presented and applied in various scenarios to develop cognitive and critical thinking skills. Students conduct individual research with in-depth reading and writing required. Participation in laboratory investigation, observations involve human anatomy and physiology are included to further aid in the learning process. Students must complete prerequisites and successfully pass this year-length course to receive one unit of elective UC credit. Students must complete a minimum of 10 hours in OJT community classroom outside the regular class hours. Examples include field training, training room work, community service, competitions, tours, field trips, out of class assignments, etc. This course will prepare students for employment as physical therapy aides, athletic trainer assistants, or exercise assistants. The sports medicine course consists of classroom instruction, skill demonstration, and practical application sections. Okay, so we'll use PowerPoint, sports medicine equipment, computer assignments, presentation, peer teaching, audiovisual, internet research, guest speakers. There's a lot that we're going to use on this. We'll go primarily through Google Classroom to submit homework and classwork and so forth. I'll also create a remind group thread to send messages to the classes that are real time and you receive them pretty quickly. There is about 10 hours of on-the-job training environment for the year. So what that means is that you can get these hours with me. If I decide to, hey, I'd like to be able to offer you an opportunity to work on the sidelines, observation only for the football or any other sport. It can be in a physical therapy setting that you know of, chiropractic, fitness gym, health-related community service, etc. And it also can be included in some extracurriculars that we provide to you if you're offered that. So that's a very small percentage of your grade, which we'll talk about later. There are some student learning outcomes talking about analyzing your own behavior change, healthy behavior change, new techniques, analyzing and applying new techniques for treatments of injuries, new techniques for evaluating and assessing injuries, and then examining the relationship between optimal health and athletic performance. There are some student performance objectives. There's about 12 of them here that are listed. Health asset and liabilities, analyzing your own, health habits for fitness and attractiveness, identifying the appropriate exercise for the correct body type, and building and understanding the need for physical exercise, discussing the importance of physical examinations, analyzing the prevention and treatment of injuries. You deal with first aid techniques, talking about anatomy, skeletal system. We'll deal with skills pertaining to first aid treatments, brain injuries, immune system and how it contributes to illness, injury, and disease, the skeletal system and how it contributes to overall structure. We'll talk about the muscular system and athletic training techniques to enhance sport performance, injury prevention, etc. There are some texts involved. The texts are in the class. So it's not that you need a textbook to check out. We have a class set, and we'll talk a little bit about homework and so forth, and that there's not a lot of homework in the class. So it's not that you're required to take textbooks home anyways. I try to keep the homework at a minimum, and most of it is classwork based learning. Grading, soft skills foundations, 30% of your grade. That basically means foundations of anatomy, foundations of physiology, terminology that you might learn. Some soft skills we'll go through with regards to building cover letter resumes, getting you prepared to speak in front of individual collegial professionals, etc. and then how to interview correctly and so forth. On the job training is 10 hours. It's basically 10% of your grade, an easy 10% to get with just 10 hours needing for the entire year. And that is something that you can also get with extracurricular stuff that you might do on your own, and any other ideas that I might have to be able to get you involved with some of the stuff Sports Med 2 and third-year Sports Med students are doing. Correct technical skill work is any hands-on skill that we're doing, such as learning how to take gloves off properly, learning how to tape an ankle, learning how to sling a shoulder, so forth, things of that nature. We'll cover a lot of different hands-on skills for sports medicine. Certification prep is basically very, very close to this, but it also has to do with preparing you to be certified in first aid and CPR, which typically we'll do at the end of the year or the beginning of next year. So it just depends. But this is still, again, a part of preparing you to become certified in first aid and CPR. Okay, so most of this is classwork. Sometimes if you don't finish the classwork in class, and it becomes homework, but it still counts toward most often the foundations and either 1, 3, or 4. Okay, so you will get some pop quizzes, and volunteer assignments will be given as extra credit as well. Attendance taken daily, expected the student will be participating. Participation is monitored. There's, you'll be responsible for making up all absences and so forth. So just make sure you're present. Tardiness, you will be marked tardy. If you're not in the room when the bell rings, you'll be marked tardy. So just know that 3 tardies equals 1 truancy. Truancies prevent a student from participating in school activities. Many times students are required to spend weekends and Saturday school to clear truancies. Students can leave to use a bathroom once they enter the classroom, but if their re-entry is after the bell rings, they'll be marked tardy. So just be careful, get there on time, get there early if you need to. I know it's only a 5-minute passing period. There is a little bit of flexibility on that, but let's just not take advantage of it. Z equals 29 minutes or less from the time the bell rings to start the class. AT equals 30 minutes or more from the time the bell rings to start the class. So bathroom breaks are permitted. Each student has no longer than 5 minutes per break. Exceptions will apply case by case. Should a student leave for a bathroom break and not return within the designated time, or not return at all, the student will be marked tardy with a T, and a notation will be marked for attendance to review. Quizzes are held every Monday, unless I notify you. Late assignments. There's no late work here. Okay, it will be accepted without an excused absence. Just know that we need to get you prepared for the workplace, and we want to make sure that you know how to be punctual with your work. So just understand that there is some flexibility to that. I think what we're going to do also is, in fact, I need to change this because there will be a little bit of flexibility on the late work. But once we get past like a week, then there's no late work accepted. So I think it's either 1 or 2 weeks. I'll adjust that accordingly and get back to you on what the timeliness of that is. So there will be a very small gap to be able to turn in work late for like partial credit. So I think it's like a week, 50% grade is reduced by 50%. And then I think after like 2 weeks, it's 0. So let me just get back to you on that. But just know that eventually there is no late work after a certain period of flexibility. Excuse absences allows the students the number of days equal to the amount of days the students have to turn in assignments, etc. With excused absence. Cell phones and accessories. Okay, cell phone policy. There's no cell phones permitted to be used during class time for any reason. Earbuds are expected to be removed prior to entering the class. All cell phones put away once you enter the class and sit down. So let's make sure you initial that as well when you get done with this. Makeup examinations, you can make up work. Obviously, just let me know what day you missed and so forth, and then we'll get you the work that you need or the examination that you need. Academic integrity, there's no cheating. Any authorized means of gaining an unfair advantage on quizzes, tests, assignments using someone else's words, work, or ideas, and claiming them as your own, and intentionally helping or attempting to help another student participate in academic dishonesty. If students are caught committing academic dishonesty on any assignment or test for this class, those students will receive a 0 on the assignment and will be subject to full extent of disciplinary action under school policy and other classroom management policy stated below. Classroom etiquette, no food or drink. Students who interrupt, disrupt or interfere with the class may be sent out of the room. I usually have no issues with that. Most students are usually pretty good. So classroom rules and management: do not be late. Show respect for the instructor. No cell phones, electronic devices, no talking while instructor's speaking, no sleeping, working on other class will not be permitted. Cheating will not be tolerated. Here's the rules 2 and 3. Here's how it works. First offense, verbal warning in class. I might tell you, hey, we need to make sure that we're not talking. Second offense, I might pull you aside after class and talk to you about it. Third offense, if it happens a third time, I'll write you up. Have you sign it, leave it in the box in my classroom. Just you and me have seen it. Fourth offense, written up with cleanup duties with notification to a coach or mentor. So if you're an athlete, I'll go right to your coach before I talk to your parent about it. And then hopefully that helps. And then fifth offense, parent notification. So it's initial that. And then initial cell phone policy. And then you'll put your name, sign it, and then your parent signature sign it, or parent or guardian sign it. And then we'll be done with the syllabus. You can basically electronically sign it and then submit it to Google Classroom. You can print it out and then initial and sign and then submit to Google Classroom. So I'll plug this on Google Classroom. It'll be due like Monday night at the latest. Just have it come in by Monday. And so I only need the pages where they're initials. So 3 or 4 and 5. All right, so 4 and 5 are the only pages I need where there's initials. So you can just print those out, sign and date, and then turn just the last 2 pages into Google Classroom.